Gentlemen, if you feel blocked on the toilet or strain excessively or leave the bathroom feeling like you're not empty, this might not be a fiber problem. It just may be a pelvic floor coordination problem. Today, I'll explain why some men strain even when stool isn't hard and the missing pieces of information that diet and medications alone may not fully help with. We'll go over how we treat this in the physiotherapy clinic, including biofeedback using ultrasound. We'll review toilet positioning and release techniques at the pelvic floor. And by the end of the video, I want you to take back control of your number 2, because really, what's better than a great
Who does number 2 work for?
Let's talk about bowel problems. In the clinic, I hear a lot of common symptoms about hard stools, excessive straining, a feeling of anorectal blockage, or incomplete evacuation. In the clinic, a lot of men with these problems have hypertonicity, which is revealed on a rectal exam. This means that the muscles responsible for defecating are guarded and tense. Instead of relaxing to allow the stool out, the pelvic floor tightens. It's like trying to open a door while someone is pulling it shut. The pelvic floor is a group of muscles that lie between your sit bones, your tailbone, and your pubic bone. And specifically, the puborectalis muscle needs to lengthen to allow the bowel movement to pass smoothly. More on this later. So, there are 3 main causes of constipation in men. 1. A hypertonic pelvic floor. This might be due to chronic stress, chronic holding patterns, or maybe a type A personality.
Toxic anger syndrome. So did little Davy need some anger management?
These muscles are constantly guarded all day and they never fully relax. 2. Poor coordination of these muscles. When men with constipation try to pass the bowel movement, they clench and bear down, and the external anal sphincter and pelvic floor muscles paradoxically contract. Instead of contracting, the sphincter and the pelvic floor muscles are supposed to relax. This is what's called dyssynergic defecation. 3. Medications and lifestyle habits. Men may be taking a lot of medications that can lead to poor bowel motility. These can be opioids, anticholinergics, iron supplements, just to name a few. Lifestyle habits can be a lack of exercise and fluid intake, and imbalances in the diet. But constipation isn't always just not enough fiber, and a full review should be conducted with your family doctor and ideally a dietitian to help you. That being said, we treat this from multiple angles. Step 1. Talk to your physician. Some medications promote that constipation, and if we don't eliminate the aggravating meds, pelvic floor work won't stick. Step 2. Understand that not all constipation is the same. If the stool is hard, soluble fiber or osmotic laxatives may help. If the stool is soft but you still feel blocked, this is likely a coordination, not fiber problem. Sometimes doctors may combine osmotic laxatives with suppositories, enemas, and medications that reduce sphincter tone. Again, if the stool is soft but there's a feeling of blockage with most bowel movements, we need to check the coordination of the pelvic floor. Step 3. Assess your pelvic floor tone. Remember how I mentioned how the pelvic floor muscles can cause dyssynergic defecation? In the clinic, I use a real-time ultrasound to identify the coordination strategy of the pelvic floor. The anorectal angle is the angle between the anal canal and the rectum. At rest, if the angle is closer to 90 degrees, it is indicative of high pelvic floor tension. And if it's closer to 120 degrees at rest, it indicates it's of normal resting tone. During defecation, the puborectalis muscle relaxes, causing the angle to become more obtuse and allow evacuation. In defecation disorders related to straining, paradoxical contraction of that pelvic floor during defecation keeps the angle acute, leading to constipation. In the clinic, many men I see are shocked to see that they're contracting when they think they're relaxing. Other ways to assess a tense pelvic floor is done through a digital rectal exam. For a less invasive but less accurate way you can assess this at home, you can attempt to use a lacrosse ball to feel for spots of tenderness. If you lie on your back and move the lacrosse ball around the region near your sit bones, you may find some spots that feel deeper than the outer layer of your glute, and this may be pelvic floor tension. Step 4. Position yourself well for the number 2. This can be one of the most simple, overlooked fixes. Using a stool under your feet will help you flex the hips, creating mechanical advantage for your pelvic floor to relax. For proper form while going to do your business, remember these key tips. Keep your feet on a stool. Lean forwards, take deep breaths into your abdomen, letting it expand. And while you do this, ensure that there's no straining or clenching at the stomach or pelvic floor. Try not to rush the process. Step 5. Stretch your pelvic floor. There are a lot of ways to stretch and release the pelvic floor, and we want to find the ones that are most appropriate for you. To start, Take a few deep inhale breaths, and as you do this, I want you to visualize the sit bones widening and the pelvic floor gently dropping. To progress this, perform a deep squat and stay in this position. Again, perform that deep diaphragmatic breath. That deep squat position allows for that puborectalis muscle to naturally lengthen, encouraging widening. And unless you're Asian and you like smoking, you're probably not finding yourself in that position, the deep squat, very often. Try to stay in this position for a few minutes at a time, working on your deep inhale breath. If you're looking for a routine on how to stretch out your pelvic floor, check out this video I made a while ago, where I take you step by step through a 5-minute instructional video on how to stretch optimally. And so if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep pushing this out to more men who might need to see it. Thanks for watching.